Welcome back to another 20 minutes of Stoke City chat. How are you all doing? This week on our episode, we are talking about whether it's time to drop Gibson as we review the horror show at Sheffield United. Is it time for Pelach to give more youth chances to those that aren't his favourites? We've got Carl, Liam and Alfie here to discuss all of that. Let's look ahead to Derby County, give our votes for the October Player of the Month as well, as hard as that might be. And it's Halloween, so we're asking these guys to be a bit evil. Which three teams do we dislike the most as Stoke fans? Welcome to Where Potters Walk. Carl, Liam, welcome back. I know under difficult circumstances, here we are again talking about yet another Stoke, another bad week for Stoke. 2-0 up against Bristol City, get a point, and then head to Sheffield United and put in a very dismal performance. Are we still smiling though, Carl?
No, all the positivity's gone dead quick, and it always does with Stoke. Just when you think you've turned the corner, you think you're on a right path. The good old Stoke come back and haunt you, really, and that's just the story of Stoke. It's just how we are, I think, at the minute.
Liam, you saw the capitulation to Bristol City. Did you see it coming in the first half?
Yeah, easily. It could have been. We could have been 6-2 down by half time. We had 2 shots in the first 10 minutes and scored, and then they absolutely battered us for 80 minutes. I've not seen really a one-sided game down Stoke like that for a good while, so I was happy to come out with a draw after being 2-0 up. That says a lot, doesn't it?
We'll get into the Sheffield United result in a second. The Gibson is the player which most Stoke fans are saying we've had enough of now. Carl, is that fair?
Defensively he has been lacklustre a few games, but really he's one of many. You can't pin it all on Gibson, but yeah, I suppose if you're looking at that defence and you're looking at a player drop, I've always said Wilmot was the one, but since we've been playing him at right back, he looks a lot better, Wilmot does. So at the minute, Rose is doing okay. So yeah, Gibson looks the weak link at the minute in the defence.
Okay, let's have a look at some of the social media takes, shall we? Big Sam says, drop your best mate, Gibson, and we might have a chance at winning a game with him. He has to be set by Christmas. This is worse than Alex Neil football. Liam, is it?
It's about the same. To be honest, it's boring, sideways. It's probably we're more open defensively. We're absolutely wide open defensively. I've never seen us so open out of all the managers I've had. It just feels the same. It all feels the same. If you ask me about from Rowett until now, it all feels the same. It feels like it's been one massively terrible season. It's lasted 7 years.
I can't believe we're here again. Miles says we're poor from the very first kick today. Gibson must be dropped. He's an awful defender and somehow our captain. Alfie, are you back with us from an audio point of view?
I don't know, am I?
You are, yeah. Brilliant. Yes.
Here we go.
Go on, Alfie, give us your view on Gibson.
That slip was just summarised him. He's so I think when we signed him, I expected him to be brought in as just like a backup centre half, as a bit of a mentor to another signing who we brought in. So for him to be starting, he's not good enough. He's got to be dropped. I think I saw something earlier about Connor Taylor making his 100th appearance for Bristol. Why we let him go, I don't know. He would have been perfect for us at the minute, I think, over him.
The other one was about youth. This came up a little bit. Cheers, Alfie. David says, maybe if he played the youngsters, we might benefit. Why doesn't he rate Tezgel, Sidibe and Dixon? All the others he's playing, especially Gibson and Cannon, are failing every single game. Is there merit to that argument, Carl?
Yeah, for me, I'd like to see Sol Sidibe in the centre mid. Obviously, Berger, he hasn't hit the heights what we thought he would do, like the player he was going to be. I'd like to see Sol Sidibe have a go. Dixon and Tezgel, Tezgel does get an appearance every now and then. Perhaps he deserves more time, I don't know. And Dixon, when we've seen him in the cup, he looks a steady player. So if what we've got's not working, try something new. And we have got some players in that academy that could probably step up, but I suppose it's just taking that risk and giving them that first initial start, because as Stoke fans, if they make a mistake, we'll be straight on them in seconds, our fans will. So maybe he is protecting him, I don't know, but Sol Sidibe, certainly, he's more than capable of going into that side.
Okay. Liam, what's your take on the youngsters? Pelach's done a lot of work in his time with youth, so why aren't we seeing more of them come in?
I don't think some of them are ready. I don't think Tezgel's fully ready to be a starter yet. I think he'll end up going out on loan again. Maybe similar to Dixon, because they are really young. But like Cole said, for me, Sol Sidibe should be in the starting 11 these days. He's got more legs and more composure than probably any of the other midfielders we've got. And I know he's only 17, but the bad thing for him is he made a mistake in his first game under Pelach, and it seems to have to bit him a little bit. But I don't know. He's doing the same thing as all the other managers have done. They've said the football they're going to play. They've had a few rough games. He's gone 5 at the back. Every manager that we have had has done that, and they're doing it again. Stoke fans can tell you now, don't bother doing it. It's pointless. It doesn't work. And then we're losing track here of like Shamadou's not good enough to play right back at the minute for us. He's playing right wing away at Sheffield United. How can a coach who's so highly qualified and is supposed to know all what he's doing and he's so highly rated look at that and think, yeah, that's the right plan for this game? The lad didn't even know he was offside every 5 minutes. He didn't know where he was supposed to stand. He's got no composure when he's up there. It makes no sense. So I'm a bit negative today. I don't expect to go Sheffield United and win, but there's ways and means of winning and losing. And it was just a capitulation. We lost before we kicked off, and I'm getting fed up of it now. I don't really care who the manager is, or the players, or the backroom staff. I feel the same now as I did when Rowett left. So eventually, you have to start thinking, what do we do from here?
Mm-hmm. Alfie, Stoke must be the only club that don't ever get a new manager bounce. It just never doesn't seem to happen. There's varying views on your manager though, Alfie. I'll share a couple with you. Ryan, for example, says everyone will give pelters to Pelach, which is fair enough, but let's be real, we have 2 good players and one is the keeper. Bradley says give him time, wait till he gets his own players in, don't come at him. And Stoke Cake says the squad's just not good enough. The results show that week in, week out. If we don't stop the rot fast, it's dreadful every single week. And others commenting that we'll be playing Port Vale next season. Does he get more time for you, Alfie? It's just too quick to judge him, isn't it?
I'd say so, but that second comment, give him his own players, it's just the cliche of every single manager we get in. We know, give him half a season, he just does all right. He'll probably keep us up like last season. Then we'll give him money in the summer. We'll be 20th come Christmas, and we get a new manager in, and then it'll just be the same all over again. So there's nothing to be. He's shown nothing to me to suggest that he's the one to take us forward. To be honest.
Okay. The last one. Would Baker and Laurent improve our midfield? Burnley fans are noticeable when Laurent isn't playing for them. They don't do too well yet. Here you are. I think you just sell him on. You got rid of him on deadline day, wasn't it? Was it that late that he went? Yeah. Presumably, Baker and Laurent would improve this midfield, wouldn't
they? They certainly won't make it any worse than what it is.
It wouldn't make it any worse, but they were here and we finished 16th. It makes no odds. They were both here. They both played a load of games and they did nout. They did nothing. Josh Laurent wanted to be a part of the team when we were doing well. Baker wanted to be a part of the team when we were doing well. If it was going against us, they'd both hide. It's just there's something going on at Stoke where the mentality is just all wrong. And until that changes, it doesn't matter about who plays where, what, stats, possession, formation. There's got to be a culture change somewhere in the club because it's just a mess. Okay. Like you say, people say Pelach wants to get his own players in. John Walters told us that he'd sack Schumacher because we've got a young, hungry attacking squad that should be let loose. So where's that?
Yeah. before we move on from the Sheffield United game, we just want to clear up a couple of things that have come out from the game in relation to Stoke fans' conduct. The Sheffield United Twitter or fans were some were commenting on Stoke fans not observing the silence for Bodok. We cleared this up earlier with our Sheffield United fans who all said, no, hold on a second. We were stood right by the Stoke fans. They were impeccable in terms of how they behaved, and what it was just people on the concourse. So we just need to clear that up for a second, because Stoke fans, I think, were being an unfair rap given. Some was saying that they disturbed the silence when actually that wasn't the case. Also, there's a song directed towards Campbell about his dad, which is, I'm not sure any of you were there or you've seen it, but surely the fans that are, if this has been sung and directed towards an ex-player, the fans that are singing this should have some sort of comeuppance come against them by the club, shouldn't they, Carl?
100%. I actually was speaking to a woman on Twitter or X, where it goes by now, and she's actually got him on video. I said make him famous, but to be fair to her, she's done it in a more level-headed way and sent the club a message, and apparently it has been dealt with from what she said with, which I was never Tyrese Campbell's biggest fan. I think it was well known, but no player or no human deserves that. You know, I mean, he's an ex-player, for goodness sake. I know he's only a minority, but just why? I don't know what goes through people's head at all. Yeah. Nobody deserves that. So yeah, hopefully they get found and dealt with properly.
Good. Yeah, every club has its idiots, doesn't it? Liam, you've tweeted about this, I think, yourself, in terms of why do people get so hung up about an ex-player coming back? These fans should be banned from the stadium, shouldn't they?
Yeah, it's just stupid. That's the problem, like you say. all teams have got a small group of idiots, haven't they, that you can't really do anything about. But I could see why people were massive fans of Tyrese Campbell when he played for us. I quite liked him, but when he left, goodbye. Best of luck with your career. I can't see why anybody gets so hung up on it.
Okay. Alfie?
Yeah, I'm the same. I was always on the fence with Campbell. I think one game he could be mint, one game the next. But again, you go into personal insults with any player. It's just, you don't do it. You know what I mean?
Okay. He was always going to score, wasn't he, though? It is the Stoke way again, isn't it?
Always.
I'm surprised Suter didn't score as well.
Berahino could go to Portsmouth and score 2 against his country.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. All right, then. Let's move our focus then to Derby County. The 130th meeting between these two sides, two founder members of the Football League. We asked Derby fans earlier, they've got a lot of respect for Stoke. See, there is lots of similarities between the clubs. They aren't playing brilliantly away from home, and in our predictions earlier, I said, well, whichever the home team is, I'd probably have them as a 1-0 win. So this is an important game, Carl, isn't it? Does this become a must-win?
It does, really. I mean, you always know where the table lies, don't you? We said it after 10 games, and especially Christmas period's coming very quick, and by Christmas, usually, you know where the table lies. These next couple of home games, I think we've got Derby and Millwall. As Stoke fans, we find ourselves saying this all the time, but these are big, big games for us. If you don't get nothing from these, it's a long way back up, and you are going to find yourself getting dragged into it. So hopefully Pelach can get something out of these next 2 games and get the team going again, or otherwise, back to the same old.
Liam, how do you see this one going?
I feel like, I don't know why, it's just in my head that most of the time these games are won by the home side. Between Derby and Stoke, that's a feeling I kind of get. So hopefully that stands in a favour. But we're just so open. I mean, one thing I will say to Pelach, apart from yesterday, and apart from we had a couple of chances yesterday. Apart from probably the Middlesbrough game, we've always looked like we've had a goal in us. I would say going forward, we look like we can cause problems, but we are so open. It's unbelievable. Johansson. First few games, I was slagging him off on here. He needs the keys to the city now. Never mind, bloody man of the match. Some of the saves he made were unreal, but he's taking what was he taking? 15 plus shots a game. That's unbelievable. You can't go anywhere doing that. It's absolutely unbelievable. So, like I say, he's gone 5 at the back now. Will he come back out of that? For me, he's got to drop Gibson. I feel like Ashley Phillips is probably the better of all the centre backs when he's played. For me, I did think he'd probably be the one who starts most games eventually when he was fit. Probably play Marco Rose with him and try and do. I don't know what we're going to do. God knows. I don't know. Hopefully we'll win.
Okay. Alfie, you're a sports journalist, so come on, explain what he should do then against Derby to get these 3 points. What's the fundamental thing they need to be working on this week?
Well, I think the 2 centre-halves need changing. Like Liam said, I think Rose and Phillips is probably our best pairing because it's a pairing we've not seen together yet. So I'd give them a go. Probably Stevens for the experience. I think he's. I don't think Bokat's a bad player. I just prefer Stevens, and then I maybe play Wilmot over Chimedu. But it's the midfield for me. I mean, they carve through the midfield so easily. I think Moran in there, he has to be a 10, but he's playing him as a midfielder. He can't defend. So I'd say, I don't know where Seko is. Not Seko, sorry, Lawal. No idea where he is, but I don't know. He needs to sort the midfield out. Maybe play someone as a holding midfielder, but that gap has got to be sorted out. And like Liam said as well, going forward, look like we have got a goal in us. It might have been Carl actually, but we look pretty dangerous going forward. But yeah, defensively we look like without Johansson we're conceding 4 or 5 a game. So
okay, all right.
The problem is as well. The problem is as well. I don't know what he's telling him, but we had Jun Ho playing last season, who was probably the most gifted on the ball. If you give it to him, he'd control it and lay a decent pass off. That's gone completely out the window now. There's so many times when he come on when he could have just made a simple pass, and he's trying to do flicks around players and all sorts. And then you got Manhoof for the other side, who everyone loves because he's a game changer, but he won't pass the ball anymore. He's trying to run through 3 or 4 people, and
yeah,
I don't know what they're being told.
There's been loads of games this season where he's been really poor, but him scoring has saved him. So
yeah.
Well said, all of you. I could probably guess the answer to our next question then, which is the October player of the month for Stoke. We can probably wrap this up in 10 seconds. Carl?
Yeah, I'm going to give it to my mate Ross this time because he got me at the light show. You know, I wouldn't have made it to the light show if it wasn't for him. Or the DJ that does the lights.
Okay.
No, there's only one player in there. It's Johansson. You know, if it wasn't for him, our goal difference would be 100 times worse than what it is. And at the minute, he needs a statue outside. it's unbelievable at the minute. Yeah, there's only one player for me, and it's him.
Liam?
Ben Gibson. No. Yeah, Johansson. There's only one. There's only one who can be called out for that.
Alfie, 3 for 3.
Yeah. Well, if there's man of the match for last game, I'll give it to my mates Harry and Alfie for picking me up from in the middle of Sheffield. But we won't go more into that. Yeah, I'll go Johansson.
Okay. Right. Finally, before you let you all go, though, Halloween is around, so we're letting you be a little bit evil this week and relegating the 3 sides which get on your nerves more than any other in this division. You know, the fans that try and force rivalries and are more annoying than others. So, Alfie, kick us off. Let's get rid of one each. That'll be helpful.
Oh, Sunderland.
Okay. Don't like them?
Just annoying. They want. I saw when they played Luton, they're all in the Luton comments saying they, just try and start rivalry with them. Then when Alex Neil came to us, they wouldn't let us go for ages, and then we beat them 5-1, which was nice.
That is weird because when we asked Sunderland the same question, the first name that came out of their mouths was Stoke City. So fair enough. Liam?
Weirdly, because I've spoke to their fans on this podcast and this sound, and I've been on one of their podcasts fan TVs and this sound, but Coventry fans on Twitter are the worst of the worst.
So entitled.
So Coventry. Oh, mate. Coventry
So
fans on Twitter are the worst. Get them down.
Yeah.
Okay, Carl. So we've got a bit of Coventry, Sunderland, and
Who did Liam say then? Sorry, it broke up.
Coventry.
I was going to say Coventry. I'll go for Burnley because I think they fall in that category where they're too good for the Championship but not good enough in the Premier League. And more than anything, they sold us Sam Vokes, so yeah, I'll go for Burnley.
And Scott Parker's the dullest man in the world.
Oh,
okay. Right, okay. Good stuff. We'll see you all next week, hopefully with 3 points in the bag and a victory over Derby County. Come on, Stoke, sort this out. We're not having another relegation focus chat each week on this channel. Can't bear it.
Getting used to it now.
I know, yeah. Right, have a good week, folks. We'll see you on the other side of the Derby County game. Cheers, fellas.
thank you.
Cheers.